Confessions from a Workaholic, or how I use work to avoid complex emotions and disassociate. I saw two quotes this past week that really got my brain working overtime, so they became prompts for me. The first said, "Sometimes you have to stay busy so that you don't feel." And the other quote read, "What are some ways that you are getting in your own way?" I've had a few days to contemplate these things. The first quote really hit me square between the eyes because of how accurate of a statement it is. I feel called out. The audacity. But in all seriousness, yes, I do tend to use work as a means to avoid dealing with complex or painful emotions. This is a coping mechanism that I've created for myself. And yes, I understand fully that it can be toxic, but also some of my best work has come as a result of me channeling my energy away from ruminating and infusing it into something creative. I'm a chronic overthinker, and focusing that energy on my work helps me channel that into something productive. That aside, I truly enjoy what I do for a living. My work allows me to be infinitely creative with all the energy I process on a daily basis. I derive an extensive amount of joy out of being able to work closely with communities that mean so much to me and brings more beauty into the world in the process of doing so. Perhaps this is how work has become an addiction for me. It gives me a deep sense of pleasure to take an idea from the infinite realms of the intangible and bring it to life in our 3D reality. It's the closest thing to alchemy that I have experienced in this life. Seeing an idea through from conception to completion really just gets my juices flowing. My work is almost as restorative as it is stressful. It is truly a labor of love on a daily basis. And to be quite transparent, my work is the only thing in my life that brings me consistency because I've developed a formula, a blueprint that works. As chaotic as work can be at times, it is still my safe space where I get to create, collaborate, and alchemize. And even when curveballs are thrown my way at times, I have every confidence in my experience and ability to handle any situation that comes my way. That's the light side of how being a workaholic has been a blessing for me. Now let's chat about the shadow side of workaholism. But first, a little backstory. I'm what the kids call neurospicy. It gets a little complex sometimes. I'm also a highly sensitive, empathic person. These two factors alone make me socially awkward at the most inconvenient times. Part of this social awkwardness is not really understanding how to exist in a common space where there may be many people and many different energies, like social events. And in my community, many of these social events I get invited to are highly stimulating on multiple levels. Lots of sound, light, movement, and a variety of energetic signatures are all easily overwhelming for me. Imagine being in a room full of people, all of them having their own experiences, processing reality through their own lens, with their own emotions, mental chatter, and individual energy, and being able to perceive it all. It's intensely draining unless I'm masking and consistently tuning out, which in and of itself also becomes draining, which leads to my social anxiety. That aside, I find surface level interactions with humans to be extensively exhausting. It's as if the shallow has me flailing aimlessly while a deeper connection and conversation gives me life. I'm more interested in what's causing the weather rather than simply talking about the weather in the context that is so typical of these surface level interactions. I could really learn how to master the fine art of small talk. Maybe one day I will. So I have created an easy out for myself with my work. If I keep myself busy, I have an excuse to avoid surface level human interactions. But the challenge this has created is that it has also closed me off to a certain degree to those deeper, more meaningful interactions that I crave so deeply. I often say that I'm married to my work, and you know what? I am. Because here's the thing. For the longest time, my work has been my only safe space, a place where I can naturally connect with those who think, work, and create similarly to how I do. It provided me shelter from some truly traumatic relationship fallouts. My work gives me focused results. It allows me to experience and take calculated risks in a more controlled environment. It reciprocates in kind. The energy I put into it yields results that are equal to or surpass the energy input. This has not always been the case with my personal relationships. These are so much more complex and unpredictable. And for someone like me, a certain degree of predictability helps me feel safe. But I know that is rarely the norm when it comes to the complexity of human relationships. Quite frankly, we are living in a highly volatile and unstable time, and my body and soul perceives that volatility on a sacral level. It's an energetic onslaught virtually every day. My ancestral stirrings have me on high alert right now, and that is something I'm consistently processing on a regular basis, too. So, I have a solid understanding of where this desire for steady ground comes from, but more importantly, it helps my inner child heal to provide her with as much stability as possible. She deserves that. Her childhood was full of uncertainty, unpredictability. She deserves to feel safe. Still, I know that the time has come for me to connect deeper with the humans in my life who mean so much to me, even though I understand there are risks. To learn and integrate healthy emotional regulation in order to sustain these pivotal connections. To embrace my life and my community in new ways that dismantle the patriarchal, capitalistic systems that keep many of us enslaved to, quote, busyness instead of the handling of business. Stepping out of my own way and boldly allowing genuine connections to flourish, accepting more invites to connect. That's part of what this channel is all about. I'm ready to get deeper. How about you?